Hey folks, Dave the Not So Evil Viking 13 here once again in City Skylines after a bit of a break, thanks to my obsession with the fantastic Witcher 3 as you guys have seen. But I can't put aside my city building entirely. This game is just too much fun. I've done just a bit of work since you guys last saw the city, so I'm going to leave the free cam mode here on. And let's check out what you've missed. Got a couple of new bridges right here connecting the two sides of the town. It looks like water is actually backing up just a little bit here. Need to check out what's causing that. We're about to get some flooding here. And then downstream, we have a few new areas here. Got a one-way bridge bringing some light traffic into this part of the city across the river. Got a new recycling plant there. We have a small new neighborhood right here. And then a lot of new suburbs around this farming area that you guys saw me make in the last episode. A lot of the farmland, they're still trying to find people to work the jobs, so trying to get some more residential out there. And to complement that suburb area, we got a small area of commercial right here. It's a fun little grid format with a one-way exit right there back to the road. And then I think there's a one-way something else somewhere. Maybe not. Yeah, it's all two-directional from what I'm seeing, but you guys might also notice that the train station here is now operational with some nice pedestrian bridges. Check that out. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the UI on because this train station gets tons of traffic. Get my selection tool here. Let's speed things up and see how many passengers we get this week. It is still crossing the road right here too. I think I'm gonna put that track under a bridge. There goes a whole mass of passengers right there. And a lot more pouring out, but no stats just yet. I think the last one that I saw for it was like 700 passengers per week, which is pretty good. As you guys can see, they're actually making good use of all these bridges too. Oh wow. Passengers last week, 932. Not bad. So that's where things stand right now. Yeah, the river seems to be flooding just a bit. I think it's all of our sewage treatment plants that are moving water down to the lower basin too quickly maybe, and pulling it from the upper basin. We're just adjusting the water flow a bit too much, I think. Yeah, that bridge is very close to underwater. We're also making some good money here. $2.5 million in the bank. I'm seeing a train traffic jam though. I think to start things off, I'm going to want to... I can't buy any land yet, but I want to get this railroad connection to reconnect over here somewhere as well. That might help with the traffic jam. Because right now there's too many trains going through this central intersection. I suppose I could even do one more connection like this. And bring it right across the river and possibly lighten the load on this bridge connection. But first, I'm going to take out a couple of these buildings and roadways here and lower that railroad track down. Let's just pause things for a minute. Get my terraforming tools. Let's see. Just gonna dig a little trench for the train. And that should help with that slope as well. Okay. That should be plenty of room to get the track around this edge right here, and I might smooth that out a bit more, but let's see how it looks with the track down. Alright, looking pretty good so far. Let's keep bringing that around here. It's an awkward slope. And there we are. Yeah, I think I'll bring this part up again, just smooth things back out. Oh. Don't know what that did. Let's fix that. Thought that was the smooth tool. That was not. Alright. Now we should be able to create a bridge right across like this. So it's going to destroy the pedestrian bridge though. I'll build it back. Space already occupied. Okay, so we need to actually bring that terrain up just a slight amount. It's a little bit too low still. I'll bulldoze that commercial structure just for now. Still not quite getting to the elevation that we need. That's a bit glitchy. I see a hole through the terrain right there. We're getting close though. Let's turn grid snapping off. So close. There we are. And that should give us some room to get that pedestrian bridge back across as well. That was a pretty terrible location to have a railroad crossing right next to the train station. There's that part of the bridge, and we can go like that. Not perfect looking, but that should be pretty functional, and it doesn't look terrible. Let's see how the cars like it. No major issues so far. There goes our train. Nice. So next up, let's build that extra connection across the tracks here. That's going to break our power lines right here. Let's fix that first. There we go. You never know who's going to lose power if you don't fix those things quickly. Like that water pump right there that I just destroyed the connection to. So that might help right there. Maybe the straight line tool will help with this connection. There we go. Right there. I still need another connection out this side of this train station. They're having to double up too much. I have to get to 55,000 population before I can buy this plot of land over here on the left, which is what I need for that connection. I might build some apartments out here in this part of town. Just to have that going. Oh, let's not forget that power line. I was just talking about that. Don't want to leave these connections broken. There we go. And there we go. The train's already using the cross connection. Ooh, lots of workers needed for our farmland. This kind of hilly area over here reminds me of a nice little bit of suburbs, and I'm not sure what's going on with my trees right there. One of my mods might be freaking out. There have been a couple of major patches since the last update, including one that added tunnels, and I'll be able to use those sometime here shortly. In fact, speaking of tunnels, let's go ahead and make this a lot more efficient. This crazy mountain highway system. You do pay a maintenance cost for every section of highway that you build, and in this case, I think even a more expensive tunnel is the way to go. And there you have it, guys. Tunnels. Pretty slick. Alright, back to those apartments that I was talking about. We'll just make this a nice mountain community of apartments. Looking pretty good right there. Let's do a bit more in this direction. And apartments. Boom. Make sure that these guys have some water. Like so. How are we on trash? Landfill's doing okay. Medical. Medical's okay. Fire. Could be better. Let's put a small station down here. Our crime rate is 7%. That's manageable. And that should help us climb towards that 55,000 goal for the population total. And that'll get us that tract of land to make that railroad station connection. And speaking of railroads, I might actually make a nice little connecting pedestrian bridge to go along with this station over here. We're going to have this huge residential apartment complex. We'll give them a way to get over here to the trains. It's a crazy elevation, so let's bring that down some and get it reconnected with the sidewalk. That's not bad. And I'll do one here. And I'll put some businesses across the street. Some nice commercial district. Do you guys really have no power at all? Guess it can't quite reach across the tracks. That should do it. And commercial. Alright, things are growing. We have our first 2 passengers at this station too. Hoping to see some more traffic from that as we expand. And speaking of expanding, I think I'm gonna add some more apartments over here, but I've already got a lot of intersections down through here, so I'm going to make a branch off. A one-way street in this direction. And it will reconnect over this way. So that one-way street will feed into the new area. And I'll make one that feeds out. I'm going to draw it the wrong way just to make the grid connection. I need to get that protractor mod. There we go. I can actually, I believe, yeah, I can draw it the wrong way and then hold shift? No. Probably the easiest way is to draw just the 2-lane road, then upgrade it with the tool, and it should automatically pick. Okay, there we go. You right-click to reverse direction. It's been a few weeks. Before I connect that, though, let's make it a nice 4-lane road right down through here for more apartments. That looks pretty good right there. And we can also put an additional feed for it, maybe right down through here. All of that entering the new area. This, I think, will just be traditional suburbs. Make a one-way street going this way. That looks pretty good. You guys can see I also have a mod installed that allows me to create busways. Can also be used by emergency vehicles. That's pretty cool. Don't have a use for it just yet, but I'll keep that in mind. Let's see, let's do just some grassy roads here. That's looking pretty good. Lost just a bit of my grid shape there, but that's okay. Half the fun is when things aren't totally perfect. Adds a nice organic feel to your city. Let's get this thing zoned, starting with some commercial. I think this whole first section right here is going to be commercial. Maybe even down through here. Then we'll have, let's say, one section of apartments right there. And the rest will just be small residential right down through here. And let's give these guys a nice park, too. Do a large park. And then also a plaza with picnic tables. I'll put that right here at the start of our commercial district. And now for the water. And once they grow some more, they should get their own power. I don't think I have to run any lines specifically for this area. Got a lot of traffic on this highway. It might be time for a second highway. Wow. Yeah, that's a crazy amount of traffic. So maybe a second highway that comes across this side of the river, but I've got a few more milestones to go in my population before I can afford to buy all that land. I mean, traffic is flowing on the highway, it's just much more, and we're going to have backups at ramps and stuff like that. This ramp system right here. Oh, man. I am super happy with how this is looking, guys. Really liking this design for our city. It's organic, a little bit messy, but I think it fits the map well. I think the next part of our goals are going to be trying to fix this issue with all of these farms that don't have workers. And like I said before, I'm seeing some suburbs on this neat looking hilly area right here. I gotta figure out what mod is causing my trees to deload like that. That's... Oh well, the whole back of the map is bare if you look. Strange. Okay, well, I'll investigate that later. For now, we have a texture of where the trees are at least. Let's build this neighborhood. I'll extend this roadway this direction in a 4-lane road just for getting traffic to and from this area. Then let's just do the freehand tool and get some roads going. There we go. And I'll pull a road down this way, I think. Not too close to all the sewage plants. But enough to get some more neighborhoods in over here. Let's get some water to all these new areas first. All kinds of water pipes there. And some water pipes there. And some up this way. And they're still clamoring for commercial, so I'm going to put a nice big chunk of commercial down through here first. After that, it is all residential, all the way through. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Got just a bit of traffic build up over here. I think I'm going to D-zone these houses And just bring the roadway over top of the tracks, like so. Wow, these trains are really liking that shortcut bridge. Might even be too efficient, but hey, there's an alternate route if they get stuck. I guess while everything grows now, I can take a look at my river flooding problems that we noticed early on. Oh yeah, things are looking pretty good back here. Plenty of new apartments for all of our workers. Oh! Somehow this bridge is no longer connected. Let's fix that. What is going on with this bridge? That's a steep walkway, but hey. If it works, it works. Oh, education. Almost forgot. We could probably use a new school for all these new residents over here. Elementary school there. You still have room for more students at our high schools, so I'll leave that alone for now. Okay, river flooding. As our population grows. Ah, the river is actually backflowing just a bit, it looks like. And oh no, the incineration plant is on fire. That's mildly ironic. Let's give you guys your own fire station right here. Just for that sort of thing. Right next to the fire. That works for me. I bring up our water pumps here. We can see the flow of the river is, yeah, it's actually backwards just a bit. I'm gonna put a pump here. Try and get some of that water flowing downstream once again. And it looks like this water is pretty clean. So I'm gonna put another pump down here. Just to help with that almost flooding. And all of our farms do take up a lot of water, so that should help. My next question is going to be how to get some of these residents over to where there's more jobs, like over in the farmland. I think one way of doing that is going to be getting another tunnel through the mountain here. Let's just see how much that would cost. $42,000. If we go like this, that's $33,000. Kind of goes up the hill right into a big hole in the mountain. And I'm going to build a bridge right here. Then over like this. Nope. Make a cut right there. And let's go around this way. And down. And now for a 6-lane highway. Okay. And I think I'll turn all of this over here into commercial. There's a high demand for it right now. Make you guys right here high density commercial. And then just some standard right there. And water. There we go. 55,000 population reached. So, I can now purchase this plot right here. Which also means it's time for that railroad connection. And I'm just going to take my terrain tools here. Dig out a nice trench for the train. That looks pretty good right there. That should be plenty of depth to allow us to put some road bridges right across there. Let's test it out. Still got that slight glitch underneath. Let's try to fix that. There we go. And we'll bring you over here. Probably right over here. And then along the peninsula here. Duck out across the water over here. That's quite the drop off. Then a turn. And that's going to allow for a break off in this direction, as well as that direction. Alright. Hopefully that will help with some of our weird railroad issues. Might actually bring a line this way as well. Make a middle connection. Oh, that looks a bit crazy. First trains are already on the tracks. Not bad. Not the prettiest rail system in the world, but it's functional for right now. I might come back and tweak it later. Oh, and that water pump has no power. Whoops. Putting things back on fast forward. Is anybody using the highway over here just yet? There's one guy on a scooter. Where'd he go? And one car, so not tons of traffic right now, but that's okay. Lots of traffic using this tunnel though, that's nice. I might even make a ramp that goes this way. Definitely getting a lot busier over here. Still only 2 passengers per day on the train station. Strange. Or per week, that is. Garbage has piled up. Well, I might make a little incineration area up here for trash. It could be a little bit closer. And possibly a recycling center. Yeah. No room for a dump, though. Just incineration plants. That could really use a second connection. I'll make it so that they've got a one-way connection like this. And maybe one to over here as well. I'll just make it a ramp. Ooh, those incineration plants definitely tripped my power here. Let's go for some new windmills. We'll go a little bit green, which might be ironic after we just placed all of those incineration plants. Wow, this park has 51 visitors. That's pretty good. High school availability. You guys could use one, it looks like. I'll go ahead and put one, say, right here. And how are you guys out of power still? There we go. Now we have our recycling trucks. And, yeah, our incineration plants as well. Looks like all of the trains are moving. Traffic is flowing pretty well. Is anything low? Cemetery usage is creeping up. I think I'll put a clinic down here too. Do a CS clinic. And then a church with a cemetery. I think before I call it for this episode, guys, I'm going to take a look at our traffic, just overall situation, and see if there's any trouble spots that I can deal with. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of... Yeah, a lot of people drinking some bad water right now. Let's fix that first. That's a huge issue. What water pump is intaking bad water? I'm not sure, actually. Probably this one. Let's just go ahead and... No, I'm gonna bulldoze it instead of just turning it off. The river is back flowing quite a bit now. I'll replace it with a water tower for now. Maybe... No, got some pollution there. There's a good spot for a water tower. Here's one. I'll put one here as well. Okay, so we have plenty of water and plenty of sewage treatment. Where does that leave us? The traffic situation. Let's check that out. This intersection remains a problem, but just the one, so I think it's okay. Downtown is looking great. Those one-way roads really help things out. All of our ramps are looking good. Except for this ramp still. That is definitely a problem spot. I might actually... let's try this. Let's add a secondary road. So you guys are going to get removed, unfortunately. I'm going to add a secondary road that just paces that main highway, but in one direction. It will go all the way down here where it connects. And perhaps one here as well. Now the question is, are people going to use that? Well, we've got a few cars using it, mainly just to get to this intersection. I think that's actually causing more of an issue. So I'm going to delete that one cross section right there. And I'm going to do something here with this ramp. I'm going to actually bring this ramp, pausing the game just for a minute, around like this, and then over like this, and then like this. And let's just delete that little nub of a road right there, like this. The goal being, I want all this traffic flowing as spread out as possible. And even for this section right here, I'm going to D-zone a bunch of this right here. So you D-zone this. And I want to give them a nice long ramp, because traffic is going to back up at this stoplight. It's just basically unavoidable. So there's one off-ramp. And now we should definitely have some vehicles using that ramp. Because they have no choice. Well, I think that actually has already broken up some of that backed up traffic. Next one's going to be over here, but that's not too bad for now. It's functional. Ugh, yeah, that's pretty bad. Unfortunately, though, we are out of time. Let's take one more look at our suburbs over here, which are growing slowly. Looking pretty good. There's one house here. Look at that. A triangle of no water. Boom. Stop complaining. Like I said, guys, we're out of time. But as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out the other videos on the channel this week. There's a wide variety of stuff going up right now. And I'll catch you guys next time.